If you haven't tried Coca-Cola with orange and vanilla, Coke Zero, it'll change your life. Hashtag not sponsored. Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Miss J. And I am here for this look, which we are creating with the Too Faced Tutti Fruiti collection, available at Ulta or at TooFaced.com. Hashtag not sponsored. They have all kinds of really fabulous fruit-themed makeup. And the minute they released this collection, I knew I was going to have a bunch of it. And it's cute. I know you shouldn't buy makeup just for packaging, but the packaging is adorable. The colors are very bright. They're very summery. And it's January in North Dakota, so I need a little fucking summertime in my life right now. So we decided to do a look using Too Faced Tutti Fruiti collection. This is the nearly naked look that we're doing. But yeah, so I am excited to play around with these products. I've got a lot of things here. I've got a lot of fun colors. This is the look. If you want to see how we got this look, keep on watching. Alright, so we're going to get started with the nearly naked look. I am already anticipating a problem because this is luminous. Everything in this collection is fucking luminous, which means it's going to be for dry skin, which is not me. I'm an oily beast. You can probably see the shine from space. But we're going to start with the Do You Fresh Glow Luminous Face Primer. And this, what shade is this? Radiant Nude. I went up to the second color in each of these, like the powder and the primer, because the first one looked too pearly, too pink. I already have a lot of redness, and I thought I don't want to bring that much more pink into it. But, so if I accidentally, like, prime and powder myself into, like, a different ethnicity, don't cancel me. I didn't know what I was doing. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with the primer. I'm an industrial bitch, so I'm going to put about 4 pumps. That's how we do. I do like that watermelon scent. Okay, let's see. Do I feel luminous? Do I feel luminous and dewy? I certainly look I look greasy. Maybe that's what we're going for. For this one, we also have the Nude. I don't have any color correctors from the Tutti Fruiti line, but I do have the Do You Full Coverage Foundation. This is my typical shade in nude. This is as close as it gets for me. Too Faced, I don't know why they think everybody is like part banana in their heritage, but their foundations run real yellow. So this is the closest I can find. They don't have a concealer in the range, but I was able to go to TJ Maxx and I was able to get the foundation in Snow. And so I'm going to use that for my under eye concealing sort of thing. Because foundation, concealer, not really that different. I know they like to tell you that they are. And obviously there's some differences, but you can use them kind of interchangeably. A lot of times. Depending on if you like the coverage, if you like the color, those sorts of things, what you're going for. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Nude. I always love it when I watch people and they're like, do I need 2 pumps? And I'm like, I start with 8 because we're an industrial application. And I'm probably going to need my mirror. I'm going to try not to cover up my entire face. Angie's back there watching, so she can tell me if I get this in front of my face, but I already despise the way this looks. Oh, dewy like fuck. Okay. Oh, I hate this so much. What is happening to my face? Well, it's gonna be dewy. We're going all in. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, let's...
Oh god, what am I doing? How did I make these choices in this life? See, we start with 8 pumps, but sometimes we have to go back for more. I'm a full coverage bitch. That's how we do. Me and Katy Perry. That's how we do. Da-do. This feels so slick.
Okay.
It's like I've never put on makeup before. Okay, maybe we're starting to get a face out of this. Go over my eyelids. I always put foundation on my eyelids anyway, but especially now when I don't have an eye primer for this, because Tutti Fruiti does not have an eye primer. There's some things that if they don't have it, I'm just going to skip it, but there are some things that and we'll talk about them as we go through, but there's something that I'm going to have to do. All right, well, there's the base. As somebody who is generally oily, I know that this is probably what a dewy finish is supposed to look like. I already just feel like I look oily because that's how I'm used to looking, but we're going to go with it. We're going to have a chance to correct it with powders and such things. All right, so since the Too Faced Tutti Fruiti line does not have a concealer, I do have the foundation in Snow, and I'm going to use that. This is one of those Real Techniques. It's like a double-sided. I forget what it's called. I bought it before Christmas. But it's like a dual-sided. And this one, when I got it wet, did not like grow. So these started at the same size, and you can see that this one is still the same size it was in the package. This one has puffed up quite a bit. Let's start with 3 pumps. We have some things to conceal. We have some secrets. We have some lies. We have some things we need to cover up. And we're going to... Oh dear Lord, okay. I'm going to pretend like it's concealer. There we go. We're going to blend it out, don't worry. It's a little bukkake-esque right now, but it's going to get better. There we go. Just leave it like that. I'm ready. Am I pretty?
Very.
So pretty. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and a little down the nose, chin, Cupid's bow, we'll do a little on the 5 head, and then we'll kind of blend, and then I'll use the little bottom flat part to kind of blend it out a little bit. And onto the eyelid. Oh, Lord Jesus, okay, this looks interesting. I feel like I've got that under eye highlighted things, but I feel like it's not concealed at all. I feel like I still see my bags through all of this. We got some baggage. No therapist is going to be able to touch that. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. It's an adventure. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And we are on a journey today, my friends. Yeah, so remember what I said about using foundation as concealer? That works unless you actually have something to conceal with this foundation. Because these under eye bags are here, and they are here to stay. We're going to put a little bit more on here. We're going to try to get real aggressive with them. We'll blend the edges, but we're going to get real paint by number with this business. Just kind of, there we go. I like that a little better now. What's a little better? It's a little better. I think we can... Oh, this side is just like taken off the makeup on my nose. We'll just go across the nose as well. We'll just kind of cover that up. If you talk confidently, like you know what you're doing, people will believe that you know what you're doing.
I do.
Angie believes. It'll work for now. Remember, it'll be different when it's done. This one eye, I just look like I got fucking punched in the face. I look like I'm in a Lifetime movie of the week, like trying to cover up an abusive husband. It's just not working out for me. Yeah, this one bag has come to the party and is not going to leave. We're going to have to call the police to get her removed. We're going to need a restraining order because she's here to stay. So we're going to let things go for a while. So let's go ahead and now that we've got a base down, let's go ahead and I'm going to do a little bit of contour. I don't have a lot of great contour options in this set either, but we do have... This is the Pineapple Sun Pineapple Paradise Strobing Bronzer. And so we do have this brown shade here. So we're going to grab a brush. What kind of brush do I want? I'm going to start with this. This is from Black Moon Cosmetics. I got this. I don't always know what all my brushes are, so I may not say them. Probably won't link them below. I'm going to leave you wondering And you can yell at me in the comments about it. It's fine. But I'm going to go ahead and, no, we're not going to try to use that little mirror. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm a little bit blind. So we're going to try to put in a little contour. I also feel like the powder hits that foundation, and it's just like it's just not a good mix. We're going to see if this works out in our favor. We're going to try to give it a little... Let's get a little definition into these chubby cheeks. Let's see if we can do a little something to help her out. Yeah, because a lot of this footage I will probably speed up.
Yeah,
that's...
Unless I want to make like 3-hour videos.
Yeah.
For
And
YouTube.
again, I, like, even when you're doing these just on the regular, I want to say stuff to you, but I don't know to what extent, you know. You want me to shut up?
I think it's just clear that you're going to be part of the video.
Okay,
So
so
when
if
you're here.
I speak
So if
up,
you
if
say
you
something,
hear
it's
me,
fine.
that's fine. And you can always, if you're like, I don't want to hear her, just put something else. Okay, good to know. I have to say, when you have your mirror to the side, you're doing really well because you are definitely not covering your face.
Okay, good.
So just keep that in mind because, like, when you've been holding them, the original to the sideways, you're doing really well. You can see your whole face. Remember, Steel's images like the movies. Okay.
All right, we got some really aggressive cheek streaks. We're going to do more with that, don't worry. Got a little bit of contour down to start. I'm going to fuss with the cheeks later. I want to get started on the eye look. So I tend to like to, the way that I do it, when I see people bake and they put it on with like a wet sponge and like press it in, that's not really the technique that I usually do. I usually put loose powder and I have a big fluffy brush and I kind of pat on a bunch of it because then some of it will sink in and do that sort of baking effect. But also as you're doing your eyeshadow, if you have loose powder that comes, if you have that loose thing, it just, the powder falls on top of the powder and then you just brush it off and you don't have to worry about it sticking into the baking underneath. We're going to try it. So this is the Do You Translucent Radiant Nude Setting Powder. And I'm going to try this. I think it's... Oh, okay. That's not going to work for baking. That's too dark for baking. I should have known that. So I'm going to grab... I'm sorry, I'm going to have to use something that's not Too Faced. We're just going to go old school. And we're just going to bring out some Coty Airspun powder from Everybody's Grandma's Vanity. This is my drugstore secret. I love it.
I think my grandma does like Coty.
I know. My grandma had this. The only thing I'm sad about is that they moved to plastic containers instead of their old cardboard containers. It's brand new and fresh. I had to take the sticker off and everything. Now, when I'm doing my show makeup, I have a Sonia Kashuk brush from their... They had a collection that was all flowers that I got at Target, and the pink one is kind of a... It's a big fluffy brush, but it's almost... I can't describe it, but... because I'm terrible with words, apparently. I'm going to try this brush. But basically, the Sonia Kashuk one, it comes up in this shape, but then it almost comes to a point. That is the perfect one for laying down the powder for this. So when I'm baking, I always use that. But we're going to just use, this is a Kaleidos highlighting brush. And basically, I just like to dab some powder on. And so the first layer does sometimes, kind of like how when you're baking and you press it in, the first layer does that. And I just like to get it very loose. See how it's falling off there? And I just kind of pat it down so that there's kind of this layer of powder. And hopefully this, if it brightens up, because I knew this bag that doesn't want to go away, I'm hoping the baking will conceal it a little bit too. If I'd used that Radiant Nude powder, we would just have darkerness under the eyes. Never too much. I love the smell of Coty Airspun powder too. It just smells like grandma makeup. Like there's something about it that just makes me think of my grandma. And like my grandma, before I went to school, my mom would drop me off at my grandma's house and she would take care of me. She would be like curling her hair and doing her makeup in the morning, and this smell, just reminds me of her doing her makeup and getting ready. Alright, so we're going to do a nearly naked look to start, and we're going to use The Too Faced. I don't know why I have to say it's Too Faced. This whole fucking video is Too Faced. This is the sparkling.
Cody.
Or Cody. Here's that. This is the Sparkling Pineapple Eyeshadow Palette. And there's 7 shades here. And I think I'm going to do... Sorry if I blind you. Or if I show you my messy office. But we're going to do something kind of neutrally... with maybe that little pop of that green. So it's going to be neutral-ish. But it's also... I'm still a drag queen. So it still has to be fabulous. So let me go ahead and grab some brushes here. So I'm going to start with this kind of medium brown matte shade, and this is called Passports and Pineapples. So we're going to go into that with just kind of this fluffy, angled kind of brush. And I'm going to pack a lot of that on. Just lay down a little bit of, like, right up here and through the crease. Just start to establish some of the shape that we're going to do. And that'll also help me set my eyebrow shape when I do the eyebrows later, because I always draw them on. I used to always say, my friend Morgan taught me a beautiful piece of wisdom, that eyebrows are sisters and not twins. And I just sort of apply that to your entire eye makeup. It's fine, just make sure people only see you from one side at a time. As long as they don't see you straight on, even if it's a little wonky, you're gonna be fine. One always ends up more rounded, and one always ends up more, like, squared off. I just cannot make my eyes match for some reason. It's fine.
I don't think you've ever had anything that's, like, crazy. Well,
You can learn to shut your phone off.
Oh!
Put it on silent, I should say.
Look who didn't silence their phone. It's me, it's me. Who dis? Ooh, John Cena reading thirst tweets. Somebody sent that to me.
ooh.
I do love John
those.
Cena. He's my future ex-husband. I love him. I love him. It's gonna happen for us, John. Let me go ahead and turn those sounds down.
If you could pass yourself off for a Make-A-Wish kid, I think he does do Make-A-Wish things.
That's how we met. I scammed the Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's
I'm just saying, I think
that's
he's...
our meet cute. That would be
I
lovely.
think he does a lot of those.
I mean, it's something to keep in mind. Whatever I gotta do. Alright, so next I'm going to go into this dark brown matte shade. This is Tutti Cutie. Isn't that precious? We're going to go and get some of that. I'm just going to use the same brush because that's how we roll. I'm a little bit trashy. And we're going to kind of work that in on the kind of outside of the eye, blending up into that brown. And moving over. So we get a little depth, a little definition. That's why I like these sort of angled brushes. I have super hooded eyes, and I always have to like be careful of where my eyeshadow is going to go, but I like them when they have that little bit of an angle to them, so then I can kind of like work in, and I can get like lines, and I can kind of build out the little triangle-y kind of shapes. Which isn't necessarily related to hooded eyes, but I just connected them because that's how my brain works. But it just helps me envision where the shadow is going to go a little bit more. And I have to go up higher, not only because I've shaved off my brows to give me more room, but because of the hooded eyes, then I need to make sure that the eye look goes higher so that when my eyes are just open and the like skin flaps come down, then I need to make sure there's still a look there. And it's not just eaten by my eyelids. So now, I think we are going to start to work on the lid a little bit. And I'm going to bring in some of this green. So this green is Island Queen. And this one I want a little bit more... What's this brush? Oh, a little dirty. Let me just get my little color switch here. And this one is still that angle. I just like these little angle thing. I don't know what it is. I just like it. But this one's a little denser. It's a little bit firmer. And so for this shimmer shade, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try it without setting spray to start. But then we will see if we need to maybe add a little setting spray to punch up the color a little bit. Just going to start some of that on the lid into that brown. And I like that the green is sort of a green-brown duochrome. So I think it's going to blend nicely with that Tutti Cutie shade that's on the outside. The brown kind of undertones will blend in nicely with that. Speeding up, yeah.
People don't want a couple minutes worth of silence.
Silence. So here is that shimmer shade blended onto the eyelid. Now this is very neutral, very earth tony, but it is a little bit dark. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit of lightness above that up to where I'm going to draw the brows. And I'm going to use this shade Yum Yum. And that's this like creamy sort of beige matte down at the bottom of the palette. And then after that, I'm going to go and pick one of those liquid glitter shadows. Spoiler alert, I fucking hate liquid glitter shadows. And I don't imagine that this is one of the best of its like kind. But we're going to try it. We're going to add a little sparkle, add a little brightness. So we're going to start with this Yum Yum. And then we will go ahead and add some glitter. This is also going to blend out the top edge of that kind of medium brown that we started with in the crease. And this brush, I like double checked it, and it looks like it's just stained pink, and I ran it through the color switch, and I think it brought a little pink with it. Not invited to the party, ma'am. And also not really lightening the way that I wanted it to. It is helping to blend out that edge, so maybe I'll do that on the other side so at least they match. But we may do something with this champagne-y kind of shimmer after this. Alright, we'll probably do something with the champagne shimmer after I put on the brows, so we haven't done that yet. For this, I do have 5 shades of the liquid glitter shadows. Why did I buy 5 when I hate liquid glitter shadows? Because I'm a monster, okay? That's why. So obviously I don't think blue is going to work for this. The black licorice shade, not really going to do it for this one, but I hold them up like this. Let me... Alright, so here's 3 options that we have. This with the purple. I like how light it is, but it's too... Maybe this gold or this kind of pinkish. Let's go with the gold. Since we did the gold pineapple palette, actually... Oh, now I have a thought. What I'm going to do is actually on the inner part of the eyelid, I'm going to use this gold shade. And this gold shade is Sparkling Pineapple. I usually don't like to apply things with my fingers. I know everybody's going to tell me that, like, but that's better for shimmers. Blah, blah, blah. I just don't like finger banging shadow onto my eyes. I just don't like it, but I'm going to do it. Sometimes we do things we don't like because that's the world we live in. And so I'm just going to put some of this onto the inner corner part, and then I'm going to put the glitter shadow over it. Because I worry that if I just put it over the green, it's going to be kind of patchy, but if I put the gold over gold, that will hopefully make it a little bit more consistent. So I'm going to, again, just finger that on. I'll maybe go back. I don't actually hate that. And then I don't know if I'm supposed to switch hands. One hand is better than the other. This is why I don't like it. I don't have the control that I need with a brush. Even if it's a little harder with a brush on one side than the other, I feel like I still can get it a little more evenly than with a finger. That's not terrible. And I do want to press it into that corner so I get some going down onto the bottom lash line. Okay. Not entirely even, but I don't hate it. And sometimes you also just have to trust and believe. People say that liner and lashes can fix a look, and some people are like, no, it doesn't. If you don't have a good look, they are liars. Liner and lashes 100% can save a look. If nothing else, to distract them from the dumpster fire that's happening on your lids. So this, I'm kind of liking. I like it with the green. I like the way that it's mixed. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this liquid glitter shade. And this is in the shade Sweet Spot. And we're going to put some of that over the gold and just kind of mix it in again. Because I find liquid glitters in general to be kind of patchy, inconsistent. They don't usually have a lot of great base pigment. So we're just going to go ahead and put some of this into the gold. Oh yeah, this is why we hate liquid shadows. I don't know what it's doing, but it doesn't look consistent. I mean, it's sort of melding with that shadow, and kind of, it's almost like I had applied the shadow with setting spray. It is softening that really harsh gold color, which I like, because that gold is a little bit too much even for me. Blend it up into that brown too. So there's that. And I will go back with the green as well. And I will make sure we get a good blend, hopefully. I shouldn't say that like I'm sure. It's all an experiment. We never really know. I feel like both sides look okay, but they don't look the same. This one is much lighter than this one. Or maybe it's just the light? Alright, so I'm going to go back into the green. Island Queen. And I'm going to kind of blend it a little bit. Right into that edge. Right into where it comes together with the glitter. Also down into that darker brown. Get my big fluffy brush again. I'm going to go into that first shade and just trace that shape. And then into the dark brown. Alright, not bad. Alright, so that's the eye look without brows. We'll come back and we'll put the brows on in a moment. But next what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab a big, any old kind of fluffy brush. And this is where I just go in and you can see I've got some fallout on this side. And just kind of wipe that powder away. And because that loose powder isn't like pressed in, it just kind of wipes off. And it takes any of that fallout with it. And so, because I always do my base first and then I do my eyes, because I don't really know where my base is going to end, and a lot of times my eyes get a little crazy, and so I wouldn't be able to do the forehead. It would be really hard to like get around that, because sometimes I go way up the forehead with a look, so I got a lot of real estate up here, so sometimes we try to fill it. Alright. You may notice that I have eyebrows on now. We had to change the battery in the camera, and Angie has been fighting with the camera for a little while, and so I decided to take that time and draw on the eyebrows. I just fucking crayon draw them on, basically, with a pencil, so it's not anything that anybody needs a tutorial on, unless you're a big drag queen. Draw a line and then make it thicker. That's basically it. They don't match. Eyebrows are sisters, not twins. These are like not even really sisters exactly. They're like two girls that go to the same high school, and everybody notices that they kind of look alike, and like their moms both know the same Schwan man. You know what I'm saying? And so they're distant relatives, but that's fine. That's all we need. So the only thing left with this eye look is now I'm going to go in with I need like a firm. I need something firm. I need a firm brush. This is what I want, like a little kind of more small. This is a BH Cosmetics brush, little firm kind of thing. I just keep saying firm over and over again. That's the word of the day, it seems. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this kind of champagne shimmer right here. This is Coconut Sugar. And I am going to just, I know that this is so early 2000s Queen of Blending, but I don't care. I love her. I still love her till the end of time. And so we're going to highlight under the brow. Under the fake brow that we created. So we're just going to kind of do a little champagne shimmery kind of highlight. Just kind of give it a little... There we go. Just a little zhuzh. Just a little something something. That's all we need. And just kind of going over it with my finger just to kind of make sure that the edges are soft. Nothing's too crazy harsh. Alright, there we go. So it just kind of lightens it up. The brows are done with this shade Call Me by ColourPop. Because again, Too Faced, this line doesn't have pencils. Angie was noticing what I was putting on. I thought it was just brown, but it almost looks like it has a little bit of a purplish tone, but we don't worry about that. It's fine. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do the lips. I like to do the lips, and then I finish the cheeks. Spoiler alert, the cheeks are going to be a little janky. That's just my life. That's the part that I'm the worst at. I'm not that good at like blending my cheeks into perfect contoured beautifulness. I have fat cheeks. I try to do what I can with them. I try to give you less Jabba the Hutt realness than we started with. So next we're going to do the lips. So I love a good 90s lip as well, if you remember the like dark lip liner. So I am going to use the ColourPop pencil again, because I'm doing a little bit more of a nude. I don't like my face when I do just the, like just a pale kind of lip. I like to have a strong line around it. Alright, so these are kind of what we have for lip options. Da, da, da. I think we're going to do Mega Melons, this pink gloss. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with Call Me by ColourPop. And by line, I mean overline. I'm a big drag queen, and I think anybody can do this. I think that your natural lip line, merely a suggestion. So go ahead and put it wherever the fuck you want. If people don't like it, they ain't paying your bills, you don't pay them no mind. Lip liner is also something that I can never get to match from side to side. So, welcome to this little adventure that we're about to go on. It's actually not terrible for how they usually turn out. There. So there, we get a nice dark line. Very 90s with the nude foundation lips. So now I'm going to take the gloss in Mega Melons. That's a beautiful pink gloss. And we're going to add this over. And just kind of mix it in with the liner a little bit. Just to kind of melt the liner into the lip a little bit. But I want the lip liner to kind of melt into the gloss, so it's almost like a little bit of an ombre. Not a full-on ombre lip, but I like this gloss because it's got a lot of pigmentation. I don't like a really sheer gloss. I never do just gloss lips. Alright, so those are the lips. Can you hand me the straw from over on that shelf? The top shelf, the wicker shelf. Next to the booze, yeah.
Your Jeffree Star straw?
My Jeffree Star straw. Because now I have lips on, so I have to drink like a lady.
I think I lowered this. You ready for some messing?
Alright, so Angie was messing with the camera again. But I also decided that I didn't love that lip color with it. The pink was just not the right pink. Because there's some gold, I think I'm going to go with that creamsicle. Or actually, maybe we'll do Tutti Mango. Although Tutti Mango doesn't seem like a nearly nude. It's not very neutral. We're going to do Dreamsicle, which is a little bit more corally pink. It's got some gold shimmer in it. And so I think we're going to do that for the lip instead. Oh, it's kind of similar, but I already like this lip 100 times more. I do have to say, though, this one, the pigment is not as opaque. I get more of my kind of natural lip color through it. Oh, I like that much better. There's a little bit more of that yellowy kind of tone in the pink. And I think that works much better with the gold and green eye. Alright, so now we have to try to figure out something to do with this face. Boy, okay, so I've got all the little blush duos, so I've got all of them. Let's start, I want to blend some blush with my contour, and we're going to start with this one, which is Apricot in the Act. And I'm going to go into the darker shade. So we're going to go with a brush. This is another one of those BH Cosmetics brushes. And I'm just going to go in, and I just want to kind of blend something into that contour so that it starts to bring it up a little bit. It's not quite as harsh. I don't mind insisting on sitting that way when I can just turn. And then I have this Papaya Pop. And I think I'm going to take the darker shade in that, the more kind of matte shade. And I'm going to mix that in with those as well. Just to kind of deepen that a little bit. Alright. And now we need like a brighter color. Obviously, the eye's still kind of dramatic for more of like a nude sort of shade. And so I want like a pop of pink. There are 3 of them with pink covers. And none of them I feel like is a light kind of bright pink. So this one is a little more fuchsia. But maybe if I use that shade, I may end up using that. This is the strawberry one, Strobe Berry. So maybe we'll use the pink shimmer. This one is a little bit more champagne. I like that smell though. And then the watermelon one. Yeah, that one's very red. So it's got a pink cover, but it's definitely much more reddish toned. Terracotta, you might say. Let's go ahead and we're going to use Strobe Berry. And I'm going to use the lighter shade with maybe just a touch of the pink. So I'll maybe go towards the middle of the pan. Oh, that's pink! Oh, shit, okay. Whew. We're going to blend that out. It's fine. It's about the journey, not the destination. Whatever I mean by that. There we go. A little bit of pink through there. Alright. Oh, the other thing that I'm going to do. So we're going to do highlight, but first I'm going to take this big fluffy brush. I'm going to go into the Do You Translucent Radiant Nude Setting Powder. Alright, so there is the setting powder. And again, I got the middle one, and it's I'm hoping that it's going to work. Let me start on the outskirts of my face first. And just kind of... Oh yeah, that's not going to be too dark. And that will kind of soften things. Soften some of the harsh lines in the blush and the bronzer, we hope. We'll especially go over the cheeks. There we go. I feel like this is not as luminous as I thought, which is maybe a good thing. I was worried that I was going to look like an oil slick, but I actually don't think that this looks terrible, and I think that it blended out the cheek products nicely. So now that we have that, we just have to do a lower lash line, and I think I'm going to do the green. So I've got this little flat paddly brush, and I'm going to go into that green shade, Island Queen. Hit this with a little bit of setting spray. So this is the Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1. This is the watermelon one that they did, the special watermelon version. Just to connect, we've got the brown here and we've got the gold over here. So I just want some gold, some green to connect those two. Oh. In my eyes. And we're starting to lose a little bit of that wetness. I don't spray the brush every time, because especially a little denser brush like this will have some of that moisture. And it'll you can kind of dip back in, but eventually it will start to wear down a little bit. Alright, so there we go. Lower lash line. And I got some into my waterline. So named because it's going to make my eyes fucking water. Oh my god, okay. It's fine. Ow. Pretty girl, pretty girl. Alright, last thing we really need for this look is going to be some highlighter. And so I'm going to use the You're So Jelly highlighter. The top is kind of rubbed off, but this is in the shade Rose Pink. And I'm always interested by the idea of jelly products, but I'm not entirely sold on them. But I'm just gonna go ahead and try to finger bang some highlight on here with this rose pink. I swear to God! Woman! I mean, this is a lot. This is extreme. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to use this I know this is not powder, but this one's clean. So I'm just going to use this to kind of bounce over it a little bit. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I feel like it looks like a swipe. Like it looks like a...
Yeah, when you turn your head, it does. It doesn't... It's not blended.
It's not... The edges aren't blending out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just used too much. Or what I find a lot with like cream and jelly products is that I'm a powdery bitch. Like I've got a lot of powder on my face, and so it hits the powder and just like freaks out. I don't love it. I feel like we've gotten a little better, but it's not as extreme maybe.
It's not as extreme, but when you really do turn, when you see a complete turn of your side cheek, I can see the line in the...
You can see a line.
Yeah. I don't know if I see it in the camera as much, though.
Oh, if they don't see
Let
it
me
on
see.
camera,
Turn it.
forget that I said anything.
Well, you can see it. It's not as strong of a line
Okay.
as person. You can tell the line's there, but it's not as much.
Yeah. Some more on this side. Yeah, I should say that I'm not very good at working with jelly products, so that's probably part of it too. But I think it's also that it just doesn't like... If I'd waited to do the dewy setting powder after and just not done it in the area where I did the highlight, that might work out a little better. But this is kind of fun to play, because I buy a lot of makeup, but not a lot of it ends up making it onto show day. Because if it's show day or a photo shoot day, Like, that makeup's gotta work. Like, she's gotta clock in, she's gotta be on time, she's gotta stay for her whole shift. So, sometimes there are things that I buy because I'm a monster, but I don't end up using. And so it can be fun to go and play, but then it means that I don't have as much experience with it. So sometimes we end up with weird jelly highlighter jizz all over our face. And that's just life. I don't get, but it's not blinding. It's not overly highlighted. I think we're going to add a little... This is from the Hyper Reflective Highlighting Palette, sort of Neapolitan. I'm going to go in with this shade Vanilla. This is intense.
Yeah.
Too Faced is not always great with their highlighters, so I'm surprised that this had as much pigment as it did. Surprised / terrified. I mean, I overdo the highlight all the time anyway, so I'm not that super worried about it, but...
Shine.
Shine.
They shine.
So we'll go over it with just kind of a big fluffy brush.
Those are some cheeks.
Those are some cheeks. I never really like how the Cupid's bow highlight turns out because I always forget to do it before I do my lips. And then I just have to, like, smush up my lips. Oh, and I've got lipstick on my teeth. That's my entire life. Is, wiping lipstick off my teeth. I'm going to add more. That's the world that we live in. More shine. This always gets covered up by wigs anyway, but I like to do that little over the brow highlight on each side, just at the near the arch. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little beauty mark. That's my signature. So I usually go somewhere over here. I've got a little acne scar from my teenage years, since I like to put it. So I'm going to go ahead and spray it with some setting spray. I love this fan. From Clack Fan, Clack That Fan, whatever it's called, not sponsored. Am I a good witch? Or a bad bitch?
Oh, cute.
Right now I'm neither. I'm some monstrosity in between. Alright, so we sprayed that down. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to go ahead and do liner and lashes and throw on some tatas and throw on a wig, and we will come back to talk a little bit more about the Too Faced Tutti Fruiti collection. Alright, so here is the finished look using the Too Faced Tutti Fruiti collection, exclusive to Ulta. And so this is what it looks like. I feel like I should do some sort of montage, like, with the faces, like. No. Alright, so this is the finished look with mascara and lashes. For lashes today, on the top, I'm using the Peachy Queen Sweet Treat Lashes. These are in the style Shortcake. And the bottom lashes, these lovely little feathered things, these are actually ones that I got on clearance at our local porn store. These are done by Baki Lingerie. It's a B-A-C-I, Baki, Bussy. I don't know if it's fancy like that. But these are just little $3 lashes that I got at the porn store because I like to support my local porn store. Alright. Yeah, so that's the look. What do you think? Do we like it? Do we love it? What's going on? If you want to see the other looks that I created, the Glam and Gorgeous and the Wildcard looks, those are going to be available on my Instagram at JanessaJOfficial. While you're there, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you also check me out on Facebook at facebook.com/JanessaJ. I think I'm on Twitter too, at JanessaJ. I only know it's real because Teresa's Dead follows me there, but really I only go there to yell at Delta. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here. Give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And you can check out my website, The World of Champagne, at JanessaJ.com.
Just Just imagine every time I help you, dun, dun, dun. Shake, 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 shake. Sorry. Anytime I move, I'm like, oh, Angie, what's becoming? Just set you up. It looks great.
It looks great. You're so pretty. So pretty.
I don't know what I'm talking about, so you know.
I'm not sure if I love it. I don't know why I'm holding it up like it's fucking Simba. I don't like powder puff. No. It's fine. I'm just going blind. Slowly. For the sake of beauty. If I'd used that radiant nude powder, we would just have darkerness. Do you remember what look I said I was going to do at the beginning of the video?
No.
I don't either! We'll just go into one then, I guess.
Are you doing multiple looks with Too Faced stuff?
Yeah, so anytime I do a full face one brand, I'm going to do 3 looks.
Oh, okay.
And I held up 2 fingers. 3 looks, Angie! 3 looks! Alright, so we're going to do a nearly naked look to start, and we're going to use the Too Faced. I don't know why I have to say it's Too Faced. This whole fucking video is Too Faced. That's how we roll. And this one I want a little bit more... What's this brush? Oh, a little dirty. Let me just get my little color switch here. Because I'm a monster, okay? Because I'm a monster, okay? That's why. We, I'm a monster. I'm a monster. I try to give you less Jabba the Hutt realness than we started with, but what can we do? That's... Oh.
Sorry.
Damn it, Angela.
Sorry.
I was in the middle of a monologue.
I
and
am
she decided
so sorry.
She decided to pull the strap.
I read that the microphone's here, and I thought the strap shouldn't
Might
be over
covering
it.
Okay.
There was an actual... Sorry, I didn't know it would slide things around. And it's... Hold on. I ruined it. I'm so... I'll get it. I'll figure it out. There's a reason. Okay, I think we're good.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're not going to have to pull any straps or, like, move the camera?
Your head's a little higher than I'd like, but it's all evened out, so we're fine. We're going to be good for another 14 minutes.
For another 14 minutes.
I will not touch it.
All right.
Unless I read something else.
Unless I read something else that makes me have to fuck with it in the middle of you talking. Angie's about to fuck with something else. I'm going to stop talking, so I'm ready.
This is a microphone up here, too.
Okay.
So now, what are you doing?
I'm looking at buttons.
You're like going back and forth. You're like a little mongoose, and I don't trust you.
I'm not going to touch anything. I was just looking at buttons.
I know, now I'm trying to
Okay.
make decisions.
I do want to take this strap off, though, if we do this some more. Oh, guess I'm a bitch.
I'm not going to touch anything.
What was
I'm
it?
not going to touch anything, I swear.
Just this strap is a pain in the butt. Pain in my tushy.
Pretty girl. Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Janessa J. Champagne. Miss J if you're nasty. I don't know if I like that. Okay, sorry, I gotta start over. I had this whole idea and I was like, no, that sounds terrible.
Hey, do you have talking points in your little, like, that you wanted to do that you could write a list to make sure you actually hit them?
No.
Okay.
I haven't done that. Could you grab me a Diet Coke out of the fridge?
A Diet Cola?
A Diet Cola?
Oh, where's the Diet?
In the door. Well, it's
Oh.
Coke Zero.
Oh, the regular Coke Zero? No, your Zero
No,
with
it's
orange.
orange and vanilla.
That's why I'm confused. Because that's everywhere. You're like, what are you talking about? That's the
Like
only
it's
thing in there.
all the things. Hashtag not sponsored. But I would take a sponsorship. Coke's got plenty of money. So Coke, I help a bitch out. That's what I'm saying.
Ah.
Hello, Champagne Dreamers, and welcome back to my channel. This is Janessa, Miss Janessa J. Champagne. I have such a weird name. Okay. How do I want to do it? It's gonna be...
Rub your nipples as you think.
I gotta think.
That's what I do. It really helps you.
It really helps me think. Hello there, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Miss J. And...
Just stop for a moment because Big Thuddy Angie made this start shaking.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think it's okay.
I'll just move like this to match it.
Yeah, okay.
All right. And so they have all kinds of fun, little cute, fruit-themed shit. It's adorable. I love it. It's cartoony. It speaks to the little abandoned child in my heart. And I love it. There's some setting sprays. And what am I doing? I'm just like... Oh, my God. Take 3,000. And they'll buy a palette that's 18 shades, and maybe there's like 15 of them are bright, vivid, crazy neon shades, and then 3 of them are neutrals. And then they do a look with the fucking neutrals. And I'm always like, what are you doing with your life? Think about your life. Think about your choices. Nobody is buying that palette for the 3 neutrals that are on the corner, Karen. I'm ridiculous.